And then you also help people who are considering leaving their business, selling their business, maybe to their family and or their successor. Explain a little bit about that kind of work.
So we do like to help people consider buying and selling businesses. So one of the clients that we were working with recently, actually we did an agreement for them, an independent contractor agreement for them 3 or 4 years ago. And they called the firm again a few weeks ago because they are a local catering company that is growing, and they're considering buying a local team leasing business that tends to work specifically with caterers. So these are the kind of negotiations and transactions that we work with clients through if they're considering buying a business. And if a client is considering selling a business, we really help them work through the considerations of what is the value of the business, what exactly are the terms that you'd like to sell the business on. Some people want to stay involved in the business for a while. Some people want their business to continue to provide some sort of recurring revenue for them. So we're helping people consider what they own, the value of what it is, how to structure the deal or paper the deal, as we say. And I would also just mention, Amy, is that we don't only help people with that at the end. So succession planning is really something that we encourage our clients to. First, if we're helping start a business, we're trying to encourage our clients to think about the fact that one day you may want to exit your business, whether it's voluntary or involuntary, and how to create some sort of plan around that. And we ask our clients, or we recommend them, to create a succession plan, which is a pretty complex process that you should go through and then review every 2 years, because the laws change, tax laws change, health conditions might change. There's life happens. And so we encourage our clients to create a succession plan and also to review it regularly too.
Would it be something, if somebody was your client, you helped them draw up their papers, get started, that you would calendar like 2 years from there to go and check in with them and say, hey, it's been 2 years. I want to check in with you about this kind, just exactly what you're saying, new laws, updates. Is that something they would need to pay for, or is that something, tell me about that?
Good question. So first, yes, of course, we're trying to create, and our really intention at every turn, even if a client just calls us to draft an agreement, we want to create a long-term relationship with them. So of course, like if we're doing our job well, they will consider us first when they think about a business transaction that might need an attorney. But we do also try to calendar those sorts of things for clients too, especially, if there's a project that I know has a timeline, but we're not necessarily responsible for it. We still try to calendar it to stay in touch with the client. And when I'm doing my job really well, I'm checking in with clients quarterly, because business, one of the things I tell my clients and that I know from my own companies is that every business decision you make has a legal ramification, whether you recognize it at that time or not. And so it is our job as entrepreneurial lawyers to try to help our clients, mitigate their risk and see their blind spots. And so, yes, we try to stay in touch over time. And I think anybody who's really growing a business should want a professional service provider who wants that kind of long-term relationship.
Absolutely. I just think it's probably not even, I think so many young or starting off businesses wouldn't even recognize the need for it. Just saying, hey, we're getting out there and doing the thing, and then coming back and being like, oh my gosh, we've opened ourselves up to a lawsuit, or, so of course, as a lawyer, I'm thinking of all the terrible things that could happen, but
yeah. And so it's totally my job to think about that for our business clients too. And we like to say that a little well-placed fear never hurt anyone. And in the business space, it's important because, if you make certain moves in your business that you haven't considered thoughtfully, it could open someone up to a lot of liability. And as entrepreneurs, often people consider entrepreneurship to be very risky. I consider employment to also be pretty risky because you can lose your job very quickly. And so for entrepreneurs, our job is to help them consider a long-term plan so that they can stay in business. And I think that one of the things that keeps small business owners from talking to a lawyer is they assume that it will be very expensive. And so they just stay away. They try to manage it. Even when you're registering your business, you start to see like, oh, that looks like a legal term of art. That looks like maybe I should ask someone. But we work with a lot of do-it-yourself entrepreneurs who have made it through the registration process on their own. And then, in the course of business, realize, man, I really need help. And I don't think it's ever too early, to call a lawyer. And we try to give complimentary consultations if we can. We do now have a consultation fee because we were doing free office hours for years. So we had to manage that as a business, but we refund that consultation fee once clients actually become a signed client. So we like to say we work as hard for someone's business as they will, which for most clients means that we are really there as their partner. And sometimes a consultation fee just proves that too, that you have some skin in the game. But we try, like I said, to develop those long-term relationships with all of our clients. And we really find joy in that.